Hey! Hey there! Today I'm gonna give you my updated Sharen build. First build is her area suppression build. Her area suppression module changes her ultimate ability, making it into an AoE ability that pierces through multiple enemies with a given fixed range. Now, if you've watched my Sharen video before, I always prefer this build over ambush skiller build. The ambush build is not practical to actual combat, and I mentioned before that it may be usable against low density contents that have high effective hit points. So we may be able to use the ambushed build for Void Erosion Purge challenge, or even stage 30 when the devs remove the attribute penalties. For Sharon's crit optimization, her second ability gives her 22% base crit rate to weapons and skills. And with the 115% buff from Blue Beetle, we actually don't need any more crit rate. Adding more crit rate will only overcap it, but we would still need the emergency measures and front lines for the crit damage. The problem with this when using area suppression is that we cannot have a 100% uptime on our second ability. So we still need to use skill insight and even crit rate on RK tuning for when we are out of invisibility. Sharon's damage comes from her crit hits. We need to have a high critical hit rate during second ability downtime as well. Removing skill insight and crit on RK tuning will only work on ambush build, because you have 100% uptime on your second ability. You can go with many different ways that fits your playstyle. You can go Dangerous Ambush for more damage, MP Collector for mana consistency if you're having troubles with mana, or even HP. Do not go with Skill Expansion at all. It technically does increase the hit range by 0.9 meters, but it's only because the dagger hitbox was increased, not the travel distance. What Skill Expansion does is not worth using a module slot because you'll hardly notice any difference. It will just decrease the gap between the daggers by a tiny amount, especially at its maximum distance. In this case, if the dagger size is 1.8 meters, the gap distance only decreases by 0.9 meters. Really not worth the module slot. Cooldown just gives you more leeway to correct errors such as misses, non-crits, and mob density. Having more cooldown, the lesser mobs you need to deal a crit hit for cooldown reduction. You can play with this all you want if you feel like you don't need any more cooldown by replacing cooldown on reactor with fusion damage and such. Cooldown just gives you more consistency. That's it for this video guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!